welcome once more to our series, Back to Basics. Did you know? Back to the Basics. My name is Dr. Magde Seboni. Today we are going to talk about something called fiber. It's not the electronic fiber, but it's the fiber that is found in food. So really, why should we understand about fiber? We should, because now we've realized that fiber is important to maintain a lot of health aspects. It helps in a lot of preventing a lot of diseases. That is fiber. So what is this fiber? This non-electronic fiber, the fiber that is found in food. Fiber is this hard substance that is found in the cell wall of plants. Animals and people do not have a cell wall. They've got a cell membrane in their structure. So fiber is essential for a healthy body. Fiber, we get it in all fruits, in all vegetables, in all nuts, in all seeds. We do get fiber. Fiber is essential for a healthy body. Once we process our food, we lose the fiber, the minerals, the vitamins, the proteins, and all the enzymes that are in those blood plant for a healthy body. So I'm going to give you a typical example about corn. Sometimes here in my country we call it maize. Corn, inside corn there is proteins, there is fiber, there is minerals, there is carbohydrates. But once we take that corn or that maize, we process it into cornflakes, into popcorns, into whatever porridge, products of corn, then we lose the fiber. So it means now we are no longer eating a wholesome food, we are eating a processed food, and the body does not have the fiber that it needs. So on top of that, if we take that corn flakes and we add sugar and we add artificial honey, we add chocolate, then we are adding more and more things that are detrimental to our health. So in fact, fiber means eat it whole, eat it as it is. Eat your apple as it is. Don't refine it into apple juice. So now I'm going to talk about the types of fiber. It's going to be simplified because I'm talking to nations. I'm not talking to physicians or doctors. So we've got two types of fiber, the soluble and insoluble fiber. So the soluble fiber is that fiber that is going to be able to trap things. I'll give you a typical example. There is a fiber called beta-glucan, which is found in oats. That fiber, it traps cholesterol. Therefore, if you eat oats, automatically your cholesterol level is reduced. Then we've got the other types of fiber, which are found in, I said we've got the soluble and the insoluble fiber. So the other insoluble fiber is this fiber that will help your tummy to run smoothly. It's this fiber that is going to help you not to have constipation. Is this fiber that is going to, some people who are not used to eating fiber, when they eat food with a lot of fiber, they will have cramps and things like that. So as I said, we have the soluble and the insoluble types of fiber. But we also have different types of fiber. Like I've already talked about plants. There's the cellulose type of fiber. There's fiber called lignin. The fiber called beta-glucan. I've already talked about that in terms of oats. And we've got fiber called pectin. Pectin is found mostly in citrus fruit. So there are many other types of fiber. But we need fiber for our systems. So what else does it benefit us for us to eat fiber? Number one, the fiber is good for our gut health. as I've already explained, that if you eat fiber, it traps cholesterol. If you eat fiber, it helps you not to be constipated. And we know that it also reduces the chances of having appendicitis. It reduces the chances of having something called diverticulitis. It reduces the chances of you having hemorrhoids or piles, because hemorrhoids or piles, they're associated with constipation, where somebody is always pushing out when they go to the toilet. And it also helps in terms of gastritis, because fiber makes your food to move faster in your gastrointestinal system. Therefore, your food doesn't stay there and ferment and cause gastritis. So all vegetables, all fruits, all nuts, all seeds, they've got fiber. But there is no fiber in meat. There is no fiber in eggs. There is no fiber in any meat product. So if you eat a diet full of refined bread and meat, it means you are not eating the correct way. So the three most important things also that are good for the prevention of when we eat fiber is: number one, cancers; number two, obesity; number three, diabetes mellitus. So how does it help in diabetes mellitus? When you eat food that have got a lot of fiber, meaning natural food, it means now in the body, your sugar level is going to be less. But if you eat a processed food like bread, white bread, it means it's going to increase the sugar level in your body. And with time, you could develop diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes. And somebody is saying, maybe listening, what is processed food? Processed food is any food that has been changed. Processed food is any food that has been changed. And we change food because we just want to extend the shelf life. We just want to give it a different taste. We just want to make it sell quickly. So if you eat white bread, it is processed because initially, if you know wheat, and then you make bread, then you can see from the time it was wheat up to it being white bread, a process has gone into that. And therefore, in that process, you don't only lose fiber, you lose your vitamins, you lose your minerals, you lose your enzymes. So those are processed food. So then, what is a processed fruit? I'm going to give you an example of a processed fruit, like a natural apple and an apple juice. An apple juice, it's a processed food because when you eat apple juice, now you don't have that fiber that is there in a natural apple. So really, people should be aware that now we are eating about 50 to 70% of our diet does not have fiber. And if we do that, it means we are getting our body to have those toxins because we don't go to the toilet regularly. We get constipated and we get hemorrhoids. So I just want to ask, so that one can get the gist of why fiber is important. What did you eat for breakfast? What did you eat for lunch? What did you eat for supper? Most American breakfasts, I was shocked that they eat waffles and syrup. Waffles is white flour, is processed flour, and syrup is processed honey. So it means you are eating processed food. And sometimes even in our country, people they just eat bread and tea with no peanut butter, with no jam. So it means you are eating processed food with no fiber. And you find that lunch, they eat chips and steak or chips and wors. So it means you have not eaten anything any vegetable, any fruits, anything. But what I like about us is that we eat a lot of fruits, especially when it is summer. If you take something like corn or maize, normally in our country it's found in all the street corners, most street corners, and we eat it cooked and we eat it grilled. And it has got a lot of fiber, it has got proteins, it has got minerals, it has got vitamins. But when it is processed into soft porridge or what we call pap, then it's no longer the same as it was when it was in its natural form. So, unfortunately, even now, most baby food, they are processed food. So it means for a young age, our body is not being cleansed properly. Because remember, the function of the vegetables and the fruits is to detox our body, is to make sure our body is functioning well. So it means that if we don't do that, we are not getting enough fiber. So I've already talked about maize being available in our country. It is one of the commonest snacks. And most people, when they think of snacks, they think of chocolate. When they think of snacks, they think of biscuit. But apart from that, in our country, we also think of biltong. What is biltong? Biltong is meat that has been dried, and there's a lot of salt and spice there, and it is eaten in that way. Unfortunately, even this very dried meat, biltong, that we like, it still does not have fiber. Most of the snacks that we eat that have fiber, as I say, it's corn, and it has been like that for many generations in South Africa. So when I was working in hospital, we used to get children, young children, under 10 or so, coming with severe constipation, meaning they could not go to the toilet for days. And when we look at the x-rays, we would see this frame of stools in the big intestine, and we will just say, this one is suffering from frames, meaning this young guy, this young girl is suffering from constipation because they are eating only burgers, chips, chocolate, biscuits, no fiber. So I'm going to emphasize, it's so easy to eat fiber, but it's because we are so used to processed food. We spend days not getting food which have fiber. So I encourage you, make sure that at least once a day you've got your fruit, you've got your vegetables. Do not only eat pap and chips, pap and wors, pap and snake, meat only with no vegetables. And unfortunately, the vegetables, if you overcook them, you also affect the fiber in there. So don't overcook your vegetables. Eat more fruit and vegetables. If you can eat them raw, so much better. So fiber is key to prevention of heart disease because it traps cholesterol. It is key in prevention of cancers because it detoxes our body, it cleanses us. It is key in the prevention of diabetes mellitus because it makes us our body not to be flooded with sugar. And hence, also fiber is important for people not to have fatigue, because we found that a lot of young guys have fatigue, but it's because they never eat any fruits and vegetables, which are important to give them a lot of energy. Instead of eating the correct fruit and vegetables, they will go and buy an energy drink, which is also detrimental to the body. So I just want to encourage you, we get fiber everywhere, fruit, vegetable, nuts, seed. So try and have your portion of fiber for a better working body, for a healthy body, for a body that you will stay in with for a long time. And thank you so much. That was Dr. Magde on Back to the Basics. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye. See you next time.